For centuries, countless brilliant minds have tried to decipher its secrets. World War code breakers, renowned linguists, and even artificial intelligence have all failed. Covered in bizarre illustrations and written in an unknown script, this medieval book, known as the Voynich Manuscript, remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in human history. But what if the reason it can't be decoded is far stranger and more unsettling than we could ever imagine? What if it's not meant to be read at all? To understand this enigma, we have to journey back to 1912. An antique book dealer named Wilfred Voynich stumbled upon it in the library of a Jesuit college near Rome. What he held in his hands was a small, unassuming vellum codex, roughly 240 pages long, filled cover to cover with writing that defied identification. The script was unlike anything known to man, a flowing, elegant hand, yet entirely alien. No alphabet, no cipher, no shorthand. Not even a single known character from any language could be matched to its strange symbols. The paper itself, or rather the vellum, was carbon dated to the early 15th century, sometime between 1404 and 1438. Older than Shakespeare, older than Gutenberg's printing press, older than Columbus's journey to America. But it wasn't just the script that made this manuscript unique. It was the illustrations. Page after page revealed vibrant, often baffling drawings. There were intricate botanical diagrams of plants that don't exist on Earth, their roots, leaves, and flowers unlike any known species. Astronomical charts depicted strange constellations and celestial bodies, some with human faces. Then there were the balneological sections, depicting naked women, usually small and plump, bathing in elaborate, interconnected pools, sometimes flowing through complex pipe systems. And finally, pharmaceutical sections, showing roots, herbs, and apothecary jars, again, with an otherworldly feel. The Voynich Manuscript wasn't just a book, it was an entire universe captured on vellum, a world that made no sense, written in a language that couldn't be spoken. Over the past century, the manuscript has passed through the hands of cryptographers, emperors, and scientists. Among the first serious attempts at decipherment in the 20th century were by William and Elizabeth Friedman, two of America's greatest cryptologists who famously broke Japan's Purple Code during World War II. They spent decades on the Voynich, meticulously analyzing its structure, character frequency, and patterns. They concluded it wasn't a trick, it wasn't random gibberish. The text had statistical properties similar to natural languages. Certain characters appeared more often, certain sequences were common, others rare. It had entropy, like a genuine language. But despite their unparalleled expertise, they too failed to understand a single word. They believed it was likely an artificial language, a philosophical cipher, perhaps invented by a single person. Other theories emerged. Some suggested it was a complex cipher, a code laid over a real language, but one so intricate that no key has ever been found. Others believed it was a steganography, meaning the real message was hidden within seemingly meaningless characters. Perhaps the second letter of every word, or the orientation of a certain symbol, held the true secret. But these theories always led to dead ends, yielding no coherent meaning. There were also romantic notions that it was a lost work of Roger Bacon, the 13th century English philosopher, or even written by extraterrestrials, a manual left behind by visitors from another world. The sheer strangeness of the content, especially the unidentifiable flora and unique celestial maps, fueled these wilder speculations. But without a key, without a single confirmed translation, every theory remained just that, a theory. Then came the dark twist. What if the entire thing was a magnificent, elaborate hoax, a prank stretching back hundreds of years? Some scholars proposed it was created by Edward Kelly, a renowned alchemist and con man who supposedly sold the manuscript to Emperor Rudolph II for a king's ransom in 1586. Kelly was notorious for fabricating historical items and magical texts. The argument here is that the manuscript was designed to look like a language, with all the statistical properties that confuse cryptologists, but was fundamentally meaningless, a series of elegant scribbles designed to fool wealthy patrons. This theory, while cynical, gained traction because it elegantly explained why no sense could be made of it. If it was gibberish, then trying to decode it was futile, a wild goose chase designed to occupy endless academic careers. Another unsettling hypothesis suggested the manuscript was a document related to mental illness. Could it be the incoherent ramblings of someone suffering from a severe psychological disorder, perhaps even a form of glossolalia, or speaking in tongues committed to parchment? The bizarre, nonsensical nature of some illustrations, combined with the unreadable text, certainly offers a grim possibility. Imagine a mind trapped, trying to express an inner world that defies conventional language, resulting in this unique, visually stunning, yet utterly incomprehensible artifact. If true, the manuscript then becomes a deeply personal, tragic document rather than a puzzle box. But what if it's simpler, yet more bizarre? What if it's a guide to something that doesn't physically exist, a treatise on an alternate reality or a magical realm? The Voynich plants perfectly fit this idea. They look like plants, but they aren't. They follow biological rules, but not our biological rules. This hints at a structured, intentional difference, implying the author was either documenting a world unknown to us or creating one from scratch through meticulous illustration and text. The most shocking and perhaps most plausible theory emerged in recent years, one that fundamentally changes how we might approach the manuscript. It suggests the Voynich isn't meant to be read from cover to cover in a linear fashion. Instead, it's a linguistic puzzle in plain sight, a form of ancient wordplay. A 2017 study by Professor Greg Kondrak from the University of Alberta used artificial intelligence to analyze the manuscript. What it found was astonishing. Many of the words seemed to be Hebrew, but encoded with a complex system of substitutions and transpositions, where the order of letters was shifted. When AI tried to unscramble some words like those for farmer, light, or air, it found potential matches. The theory is that the author encoded the text not for secrecy, but as a mnemonic device or a complex memory aid designed to jog the memory using a unique language game. But what truly sent shivers down spines was the potential for humping anagrams. What if every word is simply an anagram of a legitimate word in some language, but the anagram is designed to be visually appealing or follow certain aesthetic rules in the alien script? This would explain the consistent patterns, the language-like structure, yet the utter failure of all direct translation attempts. It would be writing designed not to be deciphered, but to be reassembled, implying the meaning isn't in the words, but in the act of solving the puzzle, or that each word holds multiple hidden meanings, a poetic, multi-layered text where every letter was chosen for its visual form and its potential for rearrangement. What they discovered next changed everything. They began to suspect that the text wasn't a direct code at all. It was a language designed to be spoken with visuals in mind, each symbol an intricate component of a larger visual and linguistic puzzle, where context from images was paramount, and the text itself was a guide to the visual narrative, not a standalone story. The text and images are inseparable, each informing the other, in a recursive loop of meaning. It's not a book to be read, but an experience to be decoded. To this day, we may never know the truth behind the Voynich manuscript. Is it a medieval hoax, a secret code for a lost language, the scribbled thoughts of a troubled mind, an extraterrestrial textbook, or an elaborate proto-visual novel designed to confound and intrigue? Its enduring mystery is perhaps its true purpose, a testament to the unknowable, a riddle passed down through centuries that continues to defy all human comprehension. The meaning might be hidden in plain sight, or it might be that there is no meaning at all, only an endless, beautiful, and utterly captivating void. If you want more mysteries like this, the next video explores the perplexing case of the Taman Shud man, another enigma that has left experts scratching their heads for decades.